Hello guys, so here we are again. It's a Sunday afternoon and it's my third episode of my top 5 entertainment picks. So obviously I've got my top 5 picks, so one from books, one from film, one from games, one from music, and one from television, and then 2 honourable picks in each category, or 2 honourable mentions should I say in each category. Yeah, I hope you've I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've been watching or watching or reading or listening or whatever, to some of the stuff I mentioned last week. If you haven't watched last week's video, maybe go back and watch it, and I've also got a week before that as well, but obviously we're falling behind, otherwise if you haven't watched it, you're falling behind by a couple of weeks. But maybe just go back and watch it, you might enjoy it and might find something you actually want to watch or listen to or read or whatever. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this third episode of my top 5 picks. So then we're on to the first category then, which is books. So my book of the week this week, I haven't actually started reading it yet, but I got it on Thursday from the book people. My mum ordered it for me because they came into her preschool, and it came on Thursday, or I actually got it on Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I have been looking through it and it's already it looks quite interesting. So this is Del Boy, He Who Dares Wins, my genuine autobiography. So I think it's written by John Sullivan's son, who wrote John Sullivan, who wrote Only Fools and Horses, the sitcom. And I think it's written in the voice of Del Boy, so it's just kind of got a lot of his experiences. So I think some of it is a TV program, but kind of and they've got some original lines and scripts from the program, and it's just going to be really good to read. I think when you're, if you're a massive fan of the show like I am. Yeah, I think it's just going to be really good to read, and hopefully I'll be laughing along, so I'll be able to tell you a bit more about it next week once I've started reading it. Okay, so then my honourable mentions then in the books categories. So my first one you might be thinking is a bit weird because as with last week I put a puzzle into the games category. I'm also going to put plays in with the book category because most of the plays obviously published as books. But I haven't got the actual books, I've only got the photocopy, but it's this play here. If you can see, you might not see the photograph because it's quite dark. But it's this, which is Love and Information by Carol Churchill. So this is my final performing exam for AS Drama. This will be what I perform with my group. And it's just really good. It's got a lot of it's got like 20, each scene's about a minute long or so. And they're all just quite short duologues, or some of them are more than 2 people. Doing a scene, but most of the time it's just 2 people on stage, which will be really interesting because it means you have to play lots of different characters. But I'm really looking forward to the challenge of that. So yeah, I recommend just having a look at this Carol Churchill anyway. But this play in particular is quite good for short drama ideas. If any of you want to look at a good play for drama. And finally, then in the books category is this. So you might recognise, or you probably will recognise this, Charlie Chocolate Factory. Now, I've been in a bit of a musical mood recently, and you can tell because one of my musical choices is a musical, but I'll get to that later. And I listened to the Charlie Chocolate Factory musical soundtrack, or the musical score, original recording, sorry, should I say the London recording. And I just got me thinking again about Roald Dahl and how much of a brilliant author he is, so I just thought I'd put in Charlie Chocolate Factory as my second honourable mention. Yeah, it's just such a good book. It's one of my favourite children's books, and I think I read it when I was about 8 or 9, in fact probably earlier than that, probably about 6 I was when I first read Charlie and Chocolate Factory, because I've been reading them for years and I just love, I've got such a big collection of Roald Dahl books. Yeah, I'm a massive fan. I've got a lot of DVDs of his, so Charlie Chocolate Factory, I've got both versions of it on DVD. I've just got quite a lot of books, so yeah, that's Charlie and Chocolate Factory is my third book choice this week. So on to the films then. Now my film of the week, we actually watched it last night, me, my mum and my dad. My sister started watching it, but she got a bit freaked out by it, so she stopped watching it, which is fair enough because it was a bit of an odd film. So I've never seen it before, and Mum's had it in her collection for about 3 years but has never got around to watching it. So we decided to watch it last night, and I was really impressed and really enjoyed it. It's all the way, it is quite an old film, it's from 1991, and it's this film here, which is called Cape Fear. Now it's a remake of it's from the 1960s film, I think. So it's about 30 years older. It's about 30 years old, but it's an 18. But it's just basically about this this criminal Robert De Niro is playing, who's got out of prison after 14 years, and his lawyer, Sam. Yeah, Sam Bowden, basically hid a report, buried a report when he was representing him that could have got him less jail time. So he just kind of starts tormenting his family and just starting to be a bit, you know, he you know, plays with their mental health and things like that. But it's quite interesting. It's very good. It's quite scary in places. It's quite graphic, violence. But yeah, it's just really good. I really enjoyed it, and I might watch the original as well and see how it differs from this one. But the original was only 15, but this one's an 18, so be warned if you are watching this, younger viewers, because it's quite graphically visual in some places, and it's quite mentally scarring. So yeah, that's Cape Fear. My second choice then I don't have because it was on it was on BBC4, sorry, before Christmas, and it's the or over Christmas period. It's the live recording of Gypsy, the musical, from the Savoy Theatre in London, starring Imelda Staunton. Now, Imelda Staunton in that was absolutely brilliant, I thought. She was a really good actress anyway, but she just did so well playing the character of Rose, and I've never seen it or heard of Gypsy before this year, but I really enjoyed watching it. I really wish I'd seen it on stage. I mean, I think it's still on, but I don't think I'll probably be able to afford to go or actually get time to go in the next few months when Imelda Staunton's in it. So yeah, it's just a really good musical. I recommend trying to find it online, the live recording of it, or I think it's coming out on DVD soon, but just listen to the soundtrack, because the soundtrack's really good as well. It's a very good musical overall, but it's kind of been revived, so I watched the 2015 version, which is much better, or which has been the revived version than the old one. So it's set in America, but it is a really good musical. I really recommend that. And then my final pick then in my film category this week is this. Now I've only got the box set, so I haven't got them individually, but it's just Back to the Future, so the original Back to the Future film. Now I was watching a video about this the other day, about kind of a making of video, or you know, on YouTube I think I saw something about it, and I just wanted to, you know, watch it again because I've got this for Christmas. My Back to the Future 30th anniversary trilogy. So if I take the slipcover off and show you, because you haven't seen, none of you have seen it. So it's my 30th anniversary. If I take the cover open, so I've got 4 discs in it. So I've got Back to the Future 1, 2, 3, and then the bonus disc with I think about 3 hours of bonus features or something. But yeah, it's just a really good set of movies. If you've ever seen any of them, just watch them. They're really good. I really enjoy them. Really good sci-fi films. Yeah, they're just really good movies. Okay, so that's the second category done. On to my games then. So my game of the week this week, I haven't actually played it in a while, but it just got me thinking because I've been watching Gotham again. Obviously season 2's been on my videos, go check them out. So yeah, and I've just really got into Batman again. So my game of the week this week is this, Batman Arkham City. So it's the second in the Batman games trilogy in the Arkham series. I haven't got the third one obviously because it's on PS4. I've only got a PS3, I haven't upgraded yet. So it's just a really good game. It's fun to play. There's villains such as, you know, you've got Catwoman, Joker, Harley Quinn, Penguin. All of the villains are kind of there. Dr. Hugo Strange. It's just really good. I really enjoy playing it. It's a 15. It has got strong violence and bloody images and stuff like that. But it's just a really good game to play, guys, if you're interested in Batman and Gotham. My second one then is also on the PlayStation 3. So this me and my sister really love. It's Lego Lord of the Rings. Yes, I love Lord of the Rings, and yes, I love the Lego games still, like the video games. And Lego Lord of the Rings is just hilarious because me and my sister have given nicknames to all the characters. We just love playing it together. It's really fun to play. And it has all 3 of the trilogy stories on it. I haven't got the Lego Hobbit one yet. I need to see what that's got on it. If it hasn't got all 3 films, because it was released for the 3rd one, then I probably won't buy it, but if it has, then I will buy it. So yeah, it's Lego Lord of the Rings. It's really fun to play. It's only a 7, by the way, so it's suitable for most ages. And then this finally is the Yes No game. So the Yes No game is quite funny to play. There's lots of questions on the cards, and if someone says yes or no, you have to ring the bell. And then the cards, but the rules are in the box. So we've been playing this a lot in my youth group. We really like playing it in my youth group because it always ends up we always end up laughing because it's just funny. It's just a really good game. It's quite good for Christmas or family gatherings because it's really good. For 2 to 6 players, but we play it more at my club, my youth group. Yeah, it's just a really good game. It's fun to play, funny to kind of do, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, so my music then. So my music of the week this week. Now I've only got the Fame album. It's Lady Gaga, Fame Monster, and the song you heard over the title track was Telephone. So that's a song featuring Beyonce. But I really like a lot of the album. So I like Telephone, I like Speechless, and I really like Love Game as well. But yeah, it's just a really good album overall. It's probably her best album, Fame Monster. But this is Fame. This is the first album she did. But yeah, I just really like Lady Gaga. I think she's quite good. Her newer stuff isn't as brilliant as her old stuff, but I think Fame Monster is just definitely a very good album. So yeah, that's Lady Gaga, Fame Monster. Then my second choice, my first honourable mention is this. So this is the Wicked soundtrack, the original Broadway cast recording. Now, those of you who know me will know I love musicals, and I've been in a musical mood this week, and I thought I'd just listen to as many musical soundtracks as I can from the actual original cast recordings. So I've done Try and Chalk Factory, I've done Wicked, I've done Gypsy, I've done lots of other ones, but yeah, I think I've done a bit of The Lion King as well. So yeah, it's just a really good album. Wicked is kind of the spin-off, obviously it's the alternative version of The Wizard of Oz. Really good, some brilliant songs on here, like Defying Gravity is probably the most iconic one from Wicked. It's just a really good album. And finally, my third album of the week is Get Weird by Little Mix. It's just a really good album. I've enjoyed listening to it this week. I just think it's a really good album. It's their newest album. It's really good. It's got the song Black Magic, which I really like, and Love Me Like You. It's just a really good album. It's really upbeat. It's really nice. It's just quite a good album to listen to. I've decided if you're feeling a bit kind of down or whatever, it's just a really good album. So yeah, that's Little Mix. Get Weird. It's their new one. And finally then onto my television. Now I have to insert all of them again because I don't have them this week, which is a shame, but I'll have to insert them after the pictures of them, which will be fine because then you can see them anyway. So my top pick this week is Grimm. So Grimm is actually on season 5, but I'm only on season 2. I've just started season 2 this week because I've been a bit behind. I've just got into it really. I was never into it back because obviously it started in 2011, so I was like it was 5 years ago, so I was only 11 myself or 12, so I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really know it then, so I just started watching it. And the end of season 1 was really, I'm not going to spoil anything in case you go on to watch it, but the end of season 1 was really good. And I'm now into season 2, which just started off really brilliantly, so I'm just really hoping that it continues on the high standard that it is. Hopefully it will, I'm sure it will, because it's just a very well-made programme. It's very cleverly done. So yeah, that's Grimm. Well, it's not Grimm, it's brilliant, but you know. Sorry, it was a terrible joke. So secondly then, my pick of the, my second pick, my first honourable mention, sorry, is on CBBC. So yeah, it's a child's programme. It started on Friday again, series 4 of The Dumping Ground. The Dumping Ground, a lot of you is a spin-off from Tracy Beaker Returns. Now you might go, oh, Dumping Ground, about, why is it a kids program? Why are you watching a kids program? Yes, it is a kids program, but it's really good. It's really emotional, and I think the actors are so brilliant. They get this emotion really well. And actually, a few times last series, I felt actually I was going to cry because it's so heartfelt. And this series, you start to believe that these kids actually are in a care home, that they've got no one to love them really, apart from Mike and Maylee, who are their care workers that they run the care home. It's just really upsetting sometimes, and you just feel like these kids could actually be real and they exist somewhere, and you relate to them really well. So yeah, that's The Dumping Ground. I really hope you have a watch of that. And then finally, my third pick in television is a TV program that's been revived by ITV One a few years ago, 3 years ago I think now, or 2 years ago. And it was on BBC originally, so it's a comedy programme, and they're in a 12th series, so I would just recommend watching the ITV ones. It's Birds of a Feather. Now, I was never really into this on BBC. I don't think I've ever seen it. I think I saw one episode possibly when I was younger and didn't really feel much kind of love towards it because I was never really into comedy until quite late on. When I was about 11 or 12, I started really liking comedy when Miranda first came out. So yeah, that's Birds of a Feather's just funny. It's about two sisters and their best friend Dorian. So it's Tracy, Sharon and Dorian are just hilarious together. It's just basically about their life in London, living in London and just kind of getting into all mishaps and everything else. But yeah, it's just really good. I recommend it. It's probably one of the funniest revivals I've seen of any comedy programme. Because sometimes comedy revivals are a bit terrible, but this one's actually quite good. So yeah, that's Birds of a Feather, guys, and that's my third episode done of this one. So it's my fourth episode. We're actually done in February because this is the last day of January, which is quite scary. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Hope you've got some ideas of what to entertain you, of how to entertain yourself next week. Yeah, just really, I want to say thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for being such a loyal audience to me, and I just really hope you enjoy the rest of the week, the rest of the day, and then I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday with my Gotham Season 2 Episode 4 review once I've watched it on Monday night. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you later. Bye!